FBA fees climbing, I'm losing my grip. Storage costs rising, they'll never let me skip. Refunds I'm eating, returns pile up too. Oh, Amazon, what else will you do? I look at my dashboard, my profits erased. My margins are gone, it's a slap in the face. Prime Day's a promise, but it's such a race. How much will I make if I'm replaced? It's a cruel, cruel number. Fees keep climbing, profits torn asunder. Oh, it's cruel, the sellers wonder how to survive when the margins go under. It's a cruel, cruel number. Every month it's something new to plunder. Oh, it's cruel, it's no wonder we're stuck in this game. The algorithm's stronger.
Yo, Amazon's back, and they got a new scheme. Reimbursement slashed, it's every seller's dream. They're digging deep, taking more from the pot. Let's break it all down, expose what they got. March 25, it's a policy drop. They say manufacturing costs, but we know it's a flop. Give us your cogs, they're demanding the price. But if you don't, they'll estimate nice. Nice for them, not for you. Watch a payout shrink. That comprehensive evil is a corporate wing. Lost in the warehouse, damaged on the floor. Now they pay you pennies, not a cent more. Fees on the rise, profits on the run. They don't lift a finger, but they pocket the fun. We're fair! They shout while they cut our shares. Amazon math, man, it's full of errors. Fees, taking our dough. They're stacking the deck, and it's sellers who owe. Reimbursements? Nah, they're taking us down, but we're still here, we don't mess around. Fees, straight to the top. Amazon's game, it'll never stop. Margins tight, but we keep the grind. Sellers unite, we're one of a kind.
I try to sell my product on Amazon, thought it'd be a breeze. But little did I know I'd be stuck with seller support disease. They never seem to solve my problems, just give me the runaround. I'm tired of waiting on hold. My patience is wearing thin, I'll never be found. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck. Can't get no satisfaction. I'm out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. You don't care about my business, just trying to make a buck. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck.
This one's for the sellers on the grind, getting left on red, wasting all their time. I hit up support, got an auto reply. Thanks for your patience, man, I wanna cry. Inventory lost, my margins are toast. Reps playing tag like the Casper the Ghost. They pass me around, it's a never-ending game. Nobody takes action, everybody shifts blame. My ASIN's down, I'm out of the race. They say they'll escalate, yo, what a disgrace. Amazon seller support, you're breaking my heart. No answers, no fixes, just tearing me apart. Hours in the queue, stuck in the dark. Amazon seller support, you're missing the mark.
Amazon game plan, that is the key. Seller central dashboard, that's where I be. Analyze the funnel, see what we lack, then we optimize. Sellers know it's a fact. I get it poppin', you know that it's lit. Climbing the rankings, ain't no room to quit. I check the data, they notice the stats. I keep the method, that's how you adapt. Metrics are showing, you know it's our cap. Amazon sellers, it's time to react. I'm about that action, I do this with passion. I got them like, whoa, what is this? Huh, whoa.
I don't know, dude. I think everybody's just buying stuff based on reviews and badges or whatever. They don't even know who we are. These customers don't even know the name of my brand, but they keep clicking add to cart like it's part of the plan. They see that Amazon badge and think it's all grand, but yo, they don't even know the name of my brand.
Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live for Seller Day. Now listen up, I'm Steven Pope, Amazon guru, I'll help you cope. Step 1, get that trademark stamped. Without brand registry, your Amazon cramped. Head to Seller Central, log in quick. Manage stores tab, yeah, that's the trick. Upload your logo, flex that style. You're about to make Jeff Bezos smile. Where pick a template, marquee or grid. Drop your tiles like a branding whiz. Hero image, big and bold. This store's gonna glitter like digital gold. Flex, grow, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell today. Yo. In the trenches of the Amazon game, trying to survive while it's driving me insane. Nobody warns you, they just claim it's passive income. Nah, it's pain. I'm sitting at a birthday, laughing, chilling, next to a newbie Amazon seller spilling. She's like, Prime so smooth, it's a killer. Then tried to sell, now she's stuck in a thriller. Finding products, yeah, that's the first grind. Scrolling Alibaba, losing my mind. Sample suck, manufacturers decline. I'm like, dang, how's anyone doing this fine? Ship it in, pay for the bubble wrap, but they ship glass bottles in padded crap. Now I got hot sauce leaks, refund stack, customers pissed. Man, I'm under attack. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Trademark wars, brand registry's a scam. They banned my brand, now I'm in a jam. Listings yanked, products ranked and tanked. Lost dogs in the catalog, my account shanked. Now let's talk ads, it's a rabbit hole. 1,000 hours deep, man, it's taking my soul. Weekly negations, bulk sheets for control. Excel's my new weapon, but it's taking its toll. SEO's no joke, keywords in the game. All text, A+ content, playing insane. Lifestyle shots, avatars for fame, but the CTR's low, all products look the same. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, from SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat.
Let's go to Mac School. To Mac School. Class is now in session with Professor Pope. They got the SOP, cause Professor Pope wrote the recipe. Helping Amazon sellers grow sales exponentially. Amazon's a jungle, but we map the strategy. Brand strategist playbook, it's a guide to victory. Troubleshooting catalogs, you know we got the answer key. Boosting all your rankings, turning sales into a legacy. SOB so deep, you'd think we studied at Mac School. Every step we follow leads to growth, yeah, it's a golden rule. Stuck on keywords, we'll find the ones that work the best. Using Helium-10, strike distance keywords pass the test. Incremental indexing ensures the listing set to rise. From the back end to the bullets, optimization hits the skies. Brand store creation, yeah, we make it shine and flow. A+ content design makes conversions overflow. Need your images on point, best practices in the plan. All text and photo rules ensure your visuals command. SEO meets PPC, it's balanced, every step aligned. We'll construct the MKLs that drive rankings over time. Budget caps and bid adjustments, no more wasted spending. Segmentation builds campaigns that sellers can defend. Got a hijacker, no problem, we'll file to take them down. Review request in action, 5-star ratings come around. Flat file updates, market share reports, it's all in reach. Professor Pope wrote the SOP so sellers learn and teach.
Meanwhile, my Amazon guys on the case, fixing up my problems at lightning pace. Ticket escalations, Mag's the boss. Even Amazon says we'll take the loss. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. They're supposed to be the pros, but they can't decode policies and tools from their own damn road. I'm paying fees, yet they bring me stress. But Mag turns my chaos into pure success. Seller support reps, they throwing shade, but then admit, yo, Mag will get you paid. Third-party agency taking the throne while Amazon fumbles in their own damn zone. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. So here's the truth, let's keep it real. Mag's the team with the pro-level skill. Amazon sellers, you know the vibe when support says call Mag. They'll give you peace of mind. Amazon seller support, you can suck my image stack. Sucking is all you're good at anyway. Bezos, hit me up if you want to sell seller support. I'm buying. There's a Jace. Peace.
All right, we are live and we're going to be talking about pay-per-click advertising And I am joined by two special guests. One is John, who is right there. Hey, John. And another one is
Hey, Kev.
Come here. Anyway, this is our other special guest, Winnie.
I'll bring mine. She'll come. She'll come in a while. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey. Okay, apparently we lost Kevin. So, yes, we're going to be talking about PPC for a while here. Kevin should be rejoining in a moment. And yeah, so we can start the show. So we already have some questions coming in. Guys, remember that if you want to get your questions answered as soon as possible, please don't wait till the end of the show. I'm stealing your quotes, Kev.
No.
Yeah.
I think I've trained you well.
There you go. You see, yeah, it was a good test, man. I was ready.
John and I have done this a few times together, and so he's seen my way of doing things. But yeah, so as a reminder, just as John said, make sure you get your questions in now, because we're going to go, for the most part, somewhat in order. And when we go in order, that means first in, first out. So if you ask your question now, you're much more likely to get an answer than if you wait to the end. We may not be able to get to your question. We have a hard stop at the top of the hour. So, John, for those who are not familiar with you, can you introduce yourself real quick? Who are you and what do you do at MAG?
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you very much for having me today, Kev. I'm a brand director here at Amazon Guy. My name is John Erban. I've been with the agency, for more than 2 years already. It's been a wild journey. This fast-paced environment that we live in, very exciting. On the other hand, and now looking for what's coming for this 2026. We're already in the middle of January. So looking at the next big events that we have, Valentine's, Spring Sale, and of course, the first Prime Day event of the year.
Yes, we got almost a full year. We've got like 50 weeks ahead of us.
Amazing.
So that means there's a lot of runway ahead. A lot of things are going to be going on. A lot of decisions you have to make about your business, folks. And so we're going to help you, with the Q1 that we've got ahead of us. Getting out of holiday mode, getting into Q1 mode, those sales that a lot of us have been getting from gift cards are going to be dwindling down a little bit, as the gift card money will be running out for folks. So we're heading into, I don't want to say business as usual, because there is no business as usual in the Amazon world, but as close as we can possibly get to that. So with that, Abanoob says, hello, Kevin and John. Yes, hello to you. Happy to see you again, Kevin. I missed Tuesday as I was celebrating Christmas Mass in the church. So, or last Tuesday. So I know there are some denominations that celebrate Christmas in January. So Abanoob must be a member of a denomination that there was a question I saw that had the word run in it. That believes in celebrating Christmas in January. So that's cool. All right. So let's start getting into questions. We already got questions coming in. Like John had said earlier, ask your question now, or we may not be able to get to it. So right now, I can pretty much tell you, if you ask it now, we have questions in the queue coming in from LinkedIn and Facebook, and probably have some coming in from Instagram as well. If you ask it now, we'll probably be able to get to it by the end of the show. But if you ask it too late, we might not be able to. So now is the time to do that. So with that, Abanoob says, what is the best practice for getting out of stock? Well, first off, never get out of stock, at least intentionally. I went out of stock yesterday. Yikes. And the new shipment will arrive on February 7th. My product generally sells roughly 2 pieces a day organically. Also, I don't run PPC for about 30 days now. I guess he's turned off PPC because he knew he was running out of stock. So what are your thoughts on this situation as a man who oversees how many accounts?
7 accounts right now. A lot of accounts.
7-0, correct?
7-0, yeah. 17.
Yes, that's a lot.
Yeah. A lot. That's a lot of accounts. We have a full team of brand managers that each of the brand managers handle a pack of accounts. So yeah, a lot of accounts overseeing right now, a lot of categories. So yeah, that's very cool. So look, I believe that the question is kind of what is the best practice for not getting out of stock, probably.
Well, let's take it two angles: not getting out of stock, preventing this from happening again. But then once he gets back in stock,
Exactly.
what do we do?
There you go. There you go. So look, and maybe it sounds a little bit weird that I was already mentioning or talking about Prime Day. You know, the first Prime Day usually is in July, but it's
Right, it's like
completely
6 months from now. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Exactly. So it's completely intentional because, yeah, one of the things that we need to take into account, especially at the beginning of the year, is everything related to our inventory, our stock planning, et cetera, et cetera. And why is that? Because if you're, for example, let's say manufacturing in China, all right, what is it that we have in February? Every year we have the Chinese New Year. If you don't send your stuff to production right now as soon as possible, and you don't get things done and shipped before Chinese New Year that it's starting this year in
It's in
February
mid-February this
17,
year, right?
February 17 until March 3rd. You're not
It means
getting
it's later this year than it usually is.
It's yes, exactly. It's yeah, a couple of weeks or a week later probably than last year. I'm not really sure, but guys, believe me when I tell you, we are Amazon sellers, Kevin and I. So you're not going to get things cheap until mid-March. Okay, so that's going to put you in some rush just starting the year. So watch out for that. Okay, and one of the best things that you can do not to run out of stock is basically plan ahead. Okay, I know it sounds super simple. It is not. You basically need to look, if you've been selling on Amazon for a while, you need to check on your historical information. Okay, what is it that you usually do, or how many units are you selling on your top ASINs? Those ASINs are bringing most of your money. For example, Q4. Q4, it's when we usually tend to run out of stock. And then what is happening to Avenue, it's what happens to a lot of our clients, that they run out of stock and they're like, oh, okay, we're happy because we sold out. But believe me when I tell you that it's one of our capital sins here on Amazon. We don't want to run out of stock. So plan ahead, okay, and make sure that you will have enough inventory for you to cover January, and especially based on your lead time. Okay, some people have inventory in the US already in a 3PL warehouse, etc., even AWD. Others have to ship from China, India, any other country. So you have to take into account your lead time for you to know what's your low stock metric, okay, weeks on hand, for you to plan properly for every month of the year. Okay.
All right. So now, so we have established don't run out of inventory.
Yeah.
And by the way, the next rule is don't run out of inventory. The rule after that is don't run out of inventory.
Yeah.
Now they've run out of inventory and they have stuff coming in. So hopefully the boat's already on the water, or the plane's in the air and just needs to land, or the trucks coming, or whatever the case is. If Abanu was your client and said, okay, we've been out of stock, we have stuff going into the warehouse right now, what would you say is your advice to someone who's now going back into stock? How do they get their ranking back, their sales velocity, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he mentions there that he's going to come back on February 7. All right. That's going to be already on top of what's going to be Valentine's. Not sure what type of products are you going to be selling, but basically take what was working for you in terms of those ROI keywords or money keywords. Okay, what were the keywords that you were ranking for in the first places, and try to go after those keywords again. All right, put your money there and start building the traction up little by little. Okay, because depending on how long were you out of stock, it will be harder or easier for you to get back to where you were. Okay, so my recommendation here is to get a pack of keywords that were giving you those sales that you were ranking for, and track them. Use Helium 10 keyword tracker, or Data Dive, or Rank Radar, or any other tool that you want. Track those keywords and make sure that the efforts that you're putting on the ad side, of course, align with your SEO and everything, are giving the results in terms of ranking. Because once you rank, you're going to be able to reallocate that budget to other pack of keywords.
Okay, good deal. All right, so now that they're re-ranking, they're up and going. Hopefully they don't run out of sale or run out of inventory again. So, all right. So next up we have Wasif. Ahmed says, what's the biggest challenge you're facing with Amazon PPC right now? High ACoS, no conversions, or no impressions? Wasif, we're going to push this question back to you. What are you facing as your biggest challenges? Because these are challenges, literally all the above. Someone probably has some variation of some of that. So let us know if you are still there. What are the challenges you're facing? That way we can help you. But as far as like in general, what are the general challenges you're seeing with the 70 accounts that you oversee with PPC?
Yeah, look, that will depend, especially on the goals, okay, for each of our clients. Depends on the maturity of the listing. I mean, some people want, to be profitable because they're already in a place where they created enough awareness for their products, so they're focused on profitability. So the challenge is to be profitable, to cut on some cost. All right, we know that Amazon is raising each time fees and things here and there, making it more difficult for sellers. So, challenge, I believe, it's profitability overall. The accounts. Then for specific products, of course, if you're launching a product, you want to create enough awareness. For most of small clients, the challenge is the budget, the investment that usually new sellers are not taking into account where they're launching a product. They come with this idea that they're going to create a good listing, put the product there, and just start getting a 20% ACoS and start getting a lot of sales, because maybe you have a good product, but that's not going to be the case. You need to build your case up against a lot of competitors that have been in the space for a while. So the big investment in this case is going to be the biggest challenge for them. All right. And on our end, we have a huge team, of course, of specialists, but keeping the pace with the new Amazon tools and the new, stuff that our Amazon is pulling out, especially in the AI audience, all the things that are coming in. We just got the sponsored product videos recently launched. So, you have to keep up the pace, because the faster you get into these new trends, the more benefits you will see if you do it, ahead of the competitors.
Yes, there's a lot more levers that you can pull than back in 2016. And the funny thing was, in 2016, people were talking about, you can't just take barbecue gloves and like slap a logo on it. Like there's more to do. And there was more to do. And a lot of those tactics we did back then would probably get your account shut down now. And they were perfectly acceptable back then. Like reaching out to top 10,000 reviewers and asking them to, hey, if I send you a product, will you give me a review? And as long as they disclose that it was given for a review in the review, then they could get away with it. But, and there's, two-step URLs and some more gray stuff that I was never a fan of that people were doing back then. But there's more just technical stuff. There's not trying to game the system stuff, but just Amazon has more reports. Amazon has more types of ads, more placements of ads, more things happening. So there's just a lot more moving pieces today than there used to be. So for someone who's trying to figure out what is that, what is the, let me restate the question. New account comes to you and you're trying to diagnose what to do next for an account. What's the first thing you and your team look at?
Well, first of all, because it's going to be the listings. How are the listings? In what status are the listings? Because look, advertising is just a way for you to show your products. But at PPC or advertising, it's not going to get you the conversion. All right, it's just a mean for you to put your products out there. Okay, of course, the better you do that, and with a good product and a solid listings, a solid listing, you're going to get the conversions. But if you don't have a good main image, if you don't have a good price strategy or a good price point compared to your competitors, a good offer overall, and then
Mhm.
inside of your listing, you don't have a proper setup, good images, demographics, SEO, et cetera, for you to convey the right message for your product, you're going to burn cash. You're going to
Yeah.
burn cash. So the first thing that we look at, it's what's the status of our products or listings. Where are we in terms of reviews? The same thing if you have, maybe you have a good product, you believe you have a good product, but you have, I don't know, 3.2 ratings, 3.2 stars in terms of ratings, and you're not going to convert, my friend. It's going to be very difficult for you to convert, and maybe you will have to think on relaunch strategy. So after
Mhm.
we look over the overall status of our catalog or top sellers or top listings, the ones that we want to push are going to bring the sales, then we go on to the PPC. If you're currently running on some campaigns, the first thing we look is into wasted spend. What is
Mm.
it that you're currently running? What is it that you're currently bidding on that it's not giving results for you? Okay, because that's one of the things that we usually, when we get an account, we see that in the last 30 days, I don't know, you're spending $10,000 and you have $6,000 of non-converting targets,
Mhm.
or targets that are running at a very high ACAS, getting 20, 30, 40 clicks just for a couple of sales, and it doesn't make sense. So in this case, that's one of the first things that we look. Then the campaign structure is super important. When we have clients that have been running PPC on their own and they don't know very well how to run PPC. They tend to have different type of products inside of the same ad group, for example. So, keywords all over the place. So you get a super biased search term report where you don't know exactly what keywords are working for what type of products. So you want to have a proper campaign structure. And of course, then the money funnel, proper budgets for each of the campaigns, placements, and so it goes.
Got it. So it's not a simple answer on Amazon. It's there's a lot of moving
Yeah.
pieces. Like I said, there's more moving pieces than there used to be.
Yeah, a lot.
So sometimes, and not to toot our own horn, but get somebody to come in. And even if somebody can't afford, or they're not at that stage yet where they can work with an agency to manage the account for them, are you on the coaching call list?
Yeah, definitely. You go to myamazonguy.com / coaching,
I
I
think
believe.
/coaching or /coach.
There
Oh,
you
it
go.
must
There
be
you go.
/coaching because we already had it teed up.
Thank you. We
Um,
have it there. / coaching. I'm going to be there. You're going to find me there. You will also find our famous, renowned Noah Wickham, and
mhm.
other top senior brand managers in the company, brand directors. So yeah, go
Okay,
there and find us, and we'll give you a coaching call, definitely.
good deal. All right. So next up, let's see. Eric says, how do you guys approach PPC strategies based on organic ranking for specific keywords? For example, if you rank number one organically for garlic press, are you still pushing top of search on exact match for the phrase garlic press? I'm assuming is the follow-up part there.
Yeah, the famous garlic press
Yes.
case study. We all love that case study. There's
Yeah.
a video from Stephen Pope talking about the garlic press case study. It's very interesting, guys. So look for it. I don't know if our backend people can put it there, but it doesn't go, old. It's always good to look at that example. I send it to a lot of our clients because it's a perfect example of how to rank properly, and especially what you're mentioning here right now, Eric. So look, let's start with the first. It's kind of a two-part question here. How do you guys approach PPC strategies based on organic ranking for specific keywords? So look, the first thing is that you are pushing towards the same direction on every part of your Amazon structure. Okay. And with that, I mean you're listing everything that it's part of your listing, SEO in the front end and in the back end, copies, okay, title, bullets, description. You have a hierarchy in terms of for ranking purposes. All right. Then you have your backend search terms, everything that is related to your alt text for your images. Then you have your creatives. Right now with AI, remember, guys, that more and more the algorithm is reading what you have on your image tag. So it's reading your demographics. It's reading the keywords that you have on your images. Okay. So, and then on your advertising. For you to rank organically, one of the main things that we do is that we push through advertising. If you don't want to push through advertising, or let's say that you have a product that you cannot advertise it, it's not eligible for advertising, like for example, adult products, happens a lot. Okay, what is it that you do? Well, you pack with SEO, you pack with keywords you're listing. Okay, and the good thing is that probably all of your competitors are going to be forbidden to or not eligible for advertise either. So you have to pack your listing with keywords, okay, with those keywords that, of course, you brought from your competitor research or any other tool like Helium 10. Then once you're ranked number one organically, let's say for garlic press, yes and no. I will still push with top of search and exact match. Let's say now you even have what it's called share of voice. All right, that you have that option to prepay somehow a pack of branded keywords and own basically that top of search placement for your branded keywords. It's kind of expensive. Usually it tends to work better for, you know, renowned brands or brands that already have some traction and history, but look for that information there. It's very interesting. It's a new option right now. So with that said, that will depend on the number of organic sales that you are getting to that placement. Because, for example, let's talk about the garlic press. If removing your advertising from the keyword garlic press, it's not removing you from the first places organically. Okay, you can play with that. Let's say that you are not being profitable because you're spending a lot of money on ads and you want to reallocate that budget. Okay, you can pull back on the ads. I will never recommend to pull back completely unless you are a super niche product. Okay, because garlic press, for example, if you're not number one, and you will see it with a very broad item like this one, if you're not in that first place, and now you will see, for example, for that category specifically, that the first line is going to be all sponsor. Before we used to have 4 sponsor and 1 on the first organic in line 1.
Once upon a time we had 1 or 2.
1 or 2, exactly, 1 or 2. Now the
keeps growing.
Now the first 5 are going to be sponsor. So if you don't keep pushing for that top of search placement and you remove completely your ads, what's going to happen is that the first line is going to be packed, of your competitors. So, I will never recommend to just, pause completely your ads. If you're already ranking organically number 1, you can start pulling back progressively, like 2%, reducing your bids. Keep your top of search where it is, all right? And start reducing your bids and see if you can start pulling back first on your bids, then on your top of search placement, and so it goes. Once you see that your competitors are taking that spot, I will recommend you to go back there. Unless you have a garlic press top, product like that. Yeah.
Well, and I think another way that people are concerned about this question that I've heard over the years is like, if I don't go aggressively and get one of those first 4 or 5 positions, will I lose my number 1 organic ranking? Is that a concern, or is it basically like take the sales where you can get them
Yeah, and there's not a rule of thumb here, because yeah, probably you will lose it if one of those top competitors that it's, I mean, if
Hmm.
it's a new launch that it's just paying
Mm,
for that keyword, you're not going to lose it against that competitor. But if
right.
it's your top competitor, one of the things that you can do is go to your category, look at the top 100 products. If you're number one, okay, you can look at the number two product
Mm,
on that subcategory, and see how far that second place is from
hmm.
you if you own the first place,
Oh, gotcha.
and then you can monitor on a weekly basis and see if that competitor is cutting that distance on a
Hmm.
weekly basis, or if you're getting far away from him. Okay,
Mm,
that's the way we do here for us to track competitors, because we have a lot of number one bestsellers. And believe me when I tell you, keeping the first place is sometimes more difficult than being in second and knowing exactly where you have to go. So we have to monitor closely.
gotcha. So keeping that top of search placement is somewhat of a defensive strategy
Totally.
to
Yeah.
defend that organic ranking as well.
Yeah.
Because to your point, like if somebody who has, if a garlic press somehow sneaks in and they've got like 8 reviews, they're probably not going to take over the organic number one placement.
Yeah.
But if you've got 10,000 reviews and the competitors 8,000 reviews, and they now take one of those top spots, they might take over for 1 and 2 for organic. So,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
might
if you
start slowly sliding.
Yeah, and if you use the garlic press example, and you put in search bar, you will see that the first sponsor product is going to be the top garlic press that we've seen there for years, and also number one organically. So basically, that guy, he doesn't care. He was losing money for, I believe, 2 years. So
Mm,
believe me when I tell you, now that he's making money, he doesn't care about losing a little bit, to keep being number one.
got it. No, that's a good analogy. All right. So if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. The sooner you ask them. We're almost halfway through this live stream. So if you want us to answer your question, best thing to do is ask it now. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I'll ask it at the last second. Well, we may not have time because we may have too many questions and not enough time. So with that, Naveed asks how to control ACOS for cluttered, which I assume they mean not saturated. That's the word I was trying to find.
Saturated, yeah.
Yes, a saturated market where the average order value is low.
Yeah, well, as I was mentioning before, that has to do a lot with the maturity of your listing. Where are you right now? What are your goals? Because, for example, let's talk about supplements. If I'm launching a supplement product, I need to understand that I will run on a high ACOS for some time on our top keywords. Those keywords are real expensive, and there are some keywords that you just need to be there. All right. So probably you will need to invest and be over 100% ACOS for some of those keywords, while you get the proper traction and the organic ranking for you to start pulling back and then finding a better balance. All right. So that's a saturated market, for example, right now, supplements. Average order value is low. That will also depend on how relatable your products are between them, and how do you have your listing set up. Okay. Because, for example, we get clients every day here that they want to increase their average order value, but for example, they have a broad catalog. They don't have product collections, for example, on their listings. They don't have a comparison chart. If they have a comparison chart, they have completely unrelatable products that it doesn't have to do anything with the product that you are on the listing at the moment. So for you to increase your average order value, you need to make sure that the products that you have in the comparison chart, A+ content, product collections, or brand story, you name it, are products that you have the market basket analysis, for example. You have frequently bought together that you can use also that tool from Helium 10 that gives you exactly the best combinations of that specific product or your top products with other products from your category, from your brand, I'm sorry, and from other brands. All right. So that's a perfect way for you to know how you're going to match and even create bundles, physical or virtual bundles. All right. So how can you work on your ACAs? Well, first, make sure that you are looking at your search term report and you are harvesting a couple of things here. There. First, your best keywords from your search term report, wasted spend. Okay, it's very important. And for you also to have a criteria based on the price tag of your product of what is for you a wasted spend. Okay, there are a lot of rules of thumbs out there. You will see 10 clicks, no orders, 20 clicks, no orders, I don't know, etc., etc. In my opinion, that will depend completely on the price of your product, the context of your listing, and what are your goals. Of course, because for a $200, $300 product, I will definitely need more clicks to get a conversion than for a $10 product. Okay, so criteria will be completely different. All right, so as we don't know what the product is, you need to make sure that you build the criteria like your own SOP for you to understand what is considered wasted spend for you. All right, once you cut on the wasted spend, focus on the keywords that are bringing most of the conversions for your brand, for your products. Okay, focus on those keywords that are under, that threshold, that ACOS threshold that you have. Probably at this point, you already know what's your break-even ACOS. All right, that break-even ACOS is going to be that maximum ACOS that you can use, okay, that you can spend on a keyword for you to get a sale. Once you know that, you need to determine if it's worth for you to go and push it to your break-even point, or if you want to make some profit. I don't know, you have a 50% margin. Okay, you know that your ACOS cannot be over 40%. Okay, of course, there are other nuances there. You need to take into account if you're making promotions, if you have subscribe and save, etc., because that will go also into your profitability analysis.
All right, good deal. All right, so next up, Abanoob asks, should I close the listing? And for those who aren't familiar, Abanoob had asked earlier about running out of inventory. So if someone's out of stock, this has been a controversial topic over the years. Do you close the listing or do you leave it open? Like, what is your opinion on this topic?
Look, depending on the time that you're going to be out of stock, but if you're going to be out of stock for more than 30 days, usually we close the listing. And the reason behind that, it's because listings out of stock will affect your IPI score. Inside of your IPI score, one of the 4 metrics that you have there to measure your IPI score that will impact directly into your capacity monitor and etc., and all that, it's going to be your in-stock rate. It's exactly the name. So the in-stock rate measures basically open listings that are out of stock. So if you're going to be out of stock after more than 30 days, yes, you can close the listing and reopen it once you know that you're going to be back in stock. Okay, and then you can protect more or less your IPI score and mitigate some of the issues that you will get.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I don't think from like a part of the debate is like when you go back in stock, like you reset like the I want to call it the bridal period. No, the honeymoon period. So I don't think any of that is true. I think because I've tried it both ways, and I never really got a sense that one mattered more than the other. But I do like the idea of at least having one listing that's not showing as out of stock, which could hurt your IPI score. Now,
Yeah.
if your IPI score is like almost 700 or something like that, probably is not going to make a difference. But if you're kind of on the line, whatever the threshold is, I feel like they're constantly changing it. Whatever the threshold is, especially if you're close to it, then yeah, that's a strategy you definitely want to do because you don't want to hurt your IPI score.
Yeah.
Which, going back to, there's a lot more things to measure and manage than there used to be. It used to be like there was not an IPI score. People would just send in like a year's worth of inventory and call it a day. Now you have IPI score, and you have sometimes even conflicting metrics with inventory.
Yeah. Sometimes we have a lot of cases like, and believe it or not, that, for example, we're not winning the buy box. And then and then the client's like, but what's going on? How is it possible? I have a lower price. Even with the lower price, you can't. It's possible that you don't win the buy box if you're competing against other competitors, just because your account, it's not your listing only anymore. It's everything that it's compounding. That listing, in the back end too. So your IPI score, your customer complaints, reviews, everything. It's not only the pricing and just doing FBA what's going to get you buy box. So that's why it's so important that we monitor closely and we make sure that every metric in the back end, it's solid, that it's compliant with what Amazon is asking us for.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, Prank Kings TV. Interesting. We have to check this one out. Says, please search Foucaultware on Amazon USA. Please tell me the listing quality and potential and seasonal product. Also, Amazon FBA storage fees are so high. Why? Well, for one, you just got a bill like within like the last week for your December inventory. So that, just keep in mind, it's not for what was in stock in January. It's for your last Q4 payment, which is like 3-4x what it is the rest of the year. It's kind of ridiculous because, again, once upon a time, it used to be the same price all year long, and then they raised that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and let me add this to the screen.
You wanna do an ASIN review?
Yeah, so we'll do an ASIN review. I've got it ready to go.
There you go. Go ahead.
All right. So if we're looking at this, which one do you want to take a look at first? The American Cowboy, the Golf Hub, or the Buffalo?
Let's go with the first one. I believe the first one, the one that has a deal on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here. So, good listing overall, 4.7 stars, 81 reviews. Lowest price in the last 30 days for our black variation. I see that you have a $6.99 pink option.
They must be trying to get rid of that one.
Yeah, it seems like. Let's look at the images. Let's see what we have on the images.
For the pink or for the black?
Yeah, no, the black one, American Cowboy. Second image, I am already looking at demographics. It's good because one of the main things, I especially for me, it's how it's going to look, when I wear that cap. So then good. We're targeting also women. One size fits most. Flexible fit, reliable hold, that back closure. We're already talking about some structure comfort, classic Americana, unisex appeal. Yeah. No, I don't here on my end too.
Now this is one that I think even we at MAG have talked about having, like, it's not for pets, it's for dogs or cats, or sometimes it's for men or women. They're really pushing the unisex part of this. I would venture to believe a hat that says American Cowboy is 95% male. Is that probably a fair statement?
Totally.
They're really trying to sell it to women too, which I get, but it's almost like have a female version, but the female version is like super on sale. Like at least it says Whiskey Bent, so it's not American Cowboy, but there is a pink one. I'm curious how many of the pink ones sell.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for example, one thing that I'm looking here in terms of SEO, your title looks good. Check if it's not a little bit short. Probably what's going to
more
happen.
keywords.
Yeah, probably what's going to happen for this category, it's that you will have a one title for every child. Okay, so it's going to be probably, if I'm not mistaken, independently of if you switch from variations, you will have the same title because of the category. So you need to make sure that you're addressing Western trucker, hat for women and men. And what Kevin was mentioning right now is that if you look at your title, it's going to be in terms of hierarchy for your SEO, especially for the copies. The exact match that you have here is hat for women. Okay, so I would recommend you to change that for hat for men and women if you want. But you want to have, probably if you do a Helium 10 search here, hat for men will be a higher search volume and more intent keyword than hat for women. So you want to have that exact match on your title, okay, in the first place. So Western trucker, you have it in as the first two keywords on your title. Are you really getting search volume? Do you have people looking for Western trucker? What happens if you put Western trucker in the search term bar? What is it that you're getting? All right, so probably I will start with hat for men and women if you want to target the female audience. Western trucker style, just to put it as an example, and then all the other high search volume keywords for your products. Okay, the best way to do this is to do a competitor research, use Helium 10, put the top keywords on just the search term bar, analyze your products, remove the sponsor products or any advertised products, and get the top 10 ASINs, put it in Helium 10 or any other tool, Jungle Scout, Data Dive, and get those keywords are working for most of your competitors. From there, you will have a better sense of what to use. And in my opinion, you will see that Western trucker probably is not going to be among those keywords there. All right. So then watch out for product collections. If you scroll down, you will see that you don't have a brand story, neither a products collection. You probably are eligible for products collection for this type of product categories. It's a no-brainer. Product collections give you the possibility to have videos there, to have your top products there, and just to do a lot of cross-selling and increase your average order value. Then alt text is not present. You need to have alt text to just give an extra
because they can do how many characters of alt text?
100 characters per image.
Yep.
You can
And
have there.
And I'm maybe stealing some of your thunder here, but I don't see any crawlable text in the A+ content as well. So
Exactly.
all the text is just on the images, which is fine. Which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is 5 images, standard A+ content images. So they at least filled that up, but they definitely could add text. So you can add text elements. And I know everybody's all talking about like, oh, AI is reading the images. Well, you know what? The regular algorithm for search is reading the words. So if you add more words in your alt text and have some crawlable text, that would definitely help.
Definitely. And the comparison chart. You always want to have a comparison chart at the end of your A+ content so you can, cross-sell and also push your competitors down. The more content you can put into your listing, the more you're going to be pushing your competitors down. Okay, you see
Yeah, we
that?
want to have to
Yeah,
scroll down farther to get to, like this section here.
exactly. Do you see that? Because we are targeting cowboy a lot on our listing, the
Yep.
competitors that we're getting are more related to cowboy hats. So that's something that because of the keywords that you're using, and of course the competitors are targeting your listing.
Mhm.
So we don't want to be competing with a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
For
the people that are buying this are not buying the trucker hat,
there you go.
like this
Exactly.
hat. Like this is a completely. It might be the same person, but it's a completely different search intent. Like the same
Totally.
person might buy it, but like if they're shopping for, just a regular ball cap like this, they're not looking for a cowboy hat and vice versa.
Definitely. And yeah, and this can be a giftable item. All right. So yeah, you have Valentine's coming in some weeks ahead. So
Mhm.
yeah, why not giving a twist to your listing and make it make some virtual bundles,
Mhm.
make it a giftable item, okay, for that special occasion.
And maybe even virtual bundle it with the pink one, his and hers. That
There you
pink one
go.
they're trying to get rid of. All
Yeah.
right. Next up, Why So Cute asks, "Hi, Kevin and John. Hi, Why So Cute.
What's up?
When is it worth segmenting sponsored product campaigns by match type, and when is it better to combine them for scale?" Campaign
Segmenting
structure question, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So look, in the old days, we used to create, for example, broad phrase, exact, and then start funneling from one match type to the other.
Mhm.
There are different practices here. I don't like to pause or stop whatever it's working. I like the funnel idea from broad to phrase to exact. Uh, what I like the most is to harvest. I'm a fan of my SQP report and my search term report, and then in second line my search term impression report. Once you have those keywords that you want to be showing out there, okay. So go to your SQP report. If you already have enough data, if you've been selling for a while, you probably have enough data in your SQP report, so you can understand what's happening with your keywords. In terms of just answering your question, once you have, for example, you create discovery campaigns, auto campaigns, broad, you pull out your search term report, and whatever is working for you, it's giving you the sales. You start isolating those keywords into, can be, depending on the type of keyword, if it's long tail keyword or if it's still very relevant but kind of broad, you can funnel to phrase or to exact. And that will depend also on the number of sales orders that you're getting on that specific keyword. All right. So with that said, if one thing that you can do, once you funnel that keyword, if you want to really be specific with the conversions onto that campaign, you can, this is not a rule of thumb, but you can negate that search term, okay, that you are funneling into that previous campaign. So because you already harvest that, you already isolate it into a different match type, okay. I usually don't like to do that much, unlike it's just very, very intentional. Like, I don't know, I have these exact match keywords, return of investment keywords, and then I don't want those keywords to be part of my discovery campaign. So yes, I negate those search terms. But if it's already given results on your auto campaigns, broad phrase, just funnel to the other match types and leave the others there working.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if it's getting sales in auto or broad, do you
Yeah,
really care? Like,
exactly.
why get rid of it if it's working? Don't broke something that's working. Don't
Yeah,
broke something that's working.
exactly. Yeah, but as I mentioned before, it's very it take it with a grain of salt. There are no like these rules. You have to be very careful because it will depend a lot on the context of and the intentionality that you have for a specific group of campaigns. Okay, so watch out for that, and then you can decide if you want to negate while you funnel or if you want to leave them working on.
Okay, good deal. Next up, we have Mohammed asks, what is the best way to launch sponsored display campaign in terms of placement? Contextual is good or others, where they actually reflect on Amazon site? Please advise. So yeah, so that's a good question. Is like sponsored display, it's like there's a lot more moving pieces than sponsored products. It's like, what's your bid and what's your excuse me, keyword. So I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, look, yeah, I love sponsored display campaigns. Of course, there are different ways of using sponsored display campaigns. You just mentioned, for example, contextual. You have conversions, all right, retargeting or remarketing campaigns for viewers, for conversions or purchases. Depending on the type of product that you have, there's going to be a best way or another. Okay, because if you have, for example, a recurrent product or a consumable product, let's put it like that, you want to be retargeting based on the supply, okay, of that product. You want to be retargeting for specific audiences with your sponsored display campaigns. All right, you also want to use sponsored display campaign as product targeting, for some competitors. So you want to be showing up there with some sponsored display campaigns. So yeah, it really depends on what product you have, what are your intentions with that product, and what are your specific goals. So the best way will be depending on what is that you want to achieve. You can do a lot of things, especially related to audiences. And right now with AMC, Amazon Marketing Cloud, that you have more options for you to create new audiences and play with those and use those audiences for sponsored display and other type of campaigns. More than ever, you should be using those.
All right, next up, Wasif asks, after how many clicks or how much spend do you add a keyword as negative? I'm assuming this is if there's no sales.
Well, this is related to what we were discussing before. The number of clicks or the spend will depend on that break-even ACOS and that criteria that you determine for your threshold in terms of clicks or impressions. I mean, I like to use everything. Being completely honest, it takes more time than just looking at the clicks. But for me, for example, when I download the bulk file, I like to create my own criteria for impressions, clicks, CTR, conversion rate, and even CPCs. All right, CPC, and also ROAS, everything that you have on your. And the reason behind that, it's because first you need to know, based on the price of your product and your break-even ACOS or your total margin, definitely that will determine how much can you spend. If you have a $20 product and you have a 50% margin, you know that if you're spending already $11 for that product, okay, you're losing money. Okay, so you shouldn't be going that route unless, and that's why there are caveats here, for every rule, unless your purpose is to rank and get the sale, because you're selling, let's go back, you're selling supplements, you're selling a consumable that you know that you're not going to be, or that you don't need to be profitable in the first 1, 2, 3, or 4th sale. You're betting on the quality of your product to gain that customer, okay? Because probably you will have to do some promotions. You will have to, show your product at a lower price. You will have to lose some money for you to get that new to brand customer, some subscribe and save promotions, etc., etc. And once you get that customer, you hold it, you retain it, and you're going to be profitable in the next sales. So that's why it's so dependent on the relevancy, the keywords that you're looking after. But there are a lot of rules out there, like 10 clicks, 0 sales, pause it or negate it, 20 clicks. Honestly, in my opinion, working with those kind of rules, it's dangerous if you don't have the context of what's happening with your product and what are your goals. Once you define those criterias, then you will know, of course, when I am over this amount of impressions and I'm getting this number of clicks and no sales or 1 or 2 sales only, then it doesn't make sense for my product.
Yeah, high ACoS, or I've always thought of it too is, and I heard this one time as a rule of thumb, however many clicks it should take you to get a sale, which depends on your conversion rate.
Yeah.
You know, if you're selling couches, your conversion rate might be 2-3%. If you're selling HDMI cables, hopefully it's like 10-15%. So do the math to figure out how many, you know, is it 8 clicks to get a sale or is it 30 clicks to get a sale, and then double that. And then if you still don't have any sales, then maybe it's worth looking into get rid of it.
Yeah, and just to finish and wrap it up there, one of the nicest things that I like to do with the bulk file is understanding those keywords or targets that because I filter by keyword and product targeting, I like to see what are those keywords that are getting low CTR but high CVR, okay, low click-through rate and high conversion rate, okay, and the opposite, high click-through rate and low conversion rate, because that tells me a lot of what's happening with my main image, my short title, my pricing, and on the other hand, what's happening inside of my listing for those specific keywords. Maybe we have a super relevant keyword that it's very aligned to my main image, but then when I get into my listing, I'm not conveying the right message. Okay, so those things, if you just blindly and pause or negate because of a specific criteria without looking at the other stuff that you have there, you may be, you know, shooting your your toes there.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, we have a question from Instagram, which our team has commented here on YouTube. Anise Khan 1967 says, "What are the horrible mistakes the beginners do while running PPC?" Horrible. This is quite a dramatic question.
Yeah.
What are the worst things people do, especially for beginners?
Well, I mean, it's not only for beginners. It happens a lot all abroad or client, kind of clients. I believe the first thing, it's not taking the PPC investment when you're going to launch a product. You go to China, you go to Alibaba, I don't know, whatever you want to source your products from. You take into account, I have a 50% margin. This is great. I'm going to make a lot of money. And then you just go there and then you realize that you have to spend in PPC to get that awareness for you to start selling your products. That's the first thing. Then the second one, it's thinking that because you have a lot of money to launch your product, you are going to get a lot of sales because you can spend whatever you want on the PPC side. So as I was mentioning before, the PPC or whatever PPC strategies is only going to get you out there, is not going to get the conversions for you. Okay, so if you have a product that is not a good product, if you have listings that are not properly set, you're not conveying your message, you're not playing by the rules in terms of everything that is needed, SEO, copies, demographics, you name it, for a listing that we've been discussing before, it doesn't matter how much you spend, you're just going to burn cash and you're not going to be profitable. It's going to be very difficult. If you don't track your keywords, you don't have a proper strategy in place related to the keywords that you want to pursue. How do you want to split those keywords? By buyer intent, by, I don't know, you name it. There are so many.
Color, by style.
Yeah, there you go. You have so many ways to segment your campaign strategy. Then you're going to be all over the place. And believe me, at the end of the day, you may get the sales, you won't be profitable. That's the hardest part here.
All right. Next up, this will probably be our last question. What does the IPI score handle for people who are not familiar with IPI?
Yeah, let's try to go here and look at, let's see if we can share our screen here and look at the IPI score. 1 second. Let me open it here very fast and share my screen. Let me go here. I'm rusty here. Bear with me, guys.
Just the
Here
present
is.
or invite at the bottom.
Yeah.
I might need to put it up. Either way.
I got it. I have it here. So let me just pull my entire screen here. No problem. And let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Let me know, Kev, if you see my screen here.
I'll add it to the stage.
Don't see it. Oh, okay. You have it there?
I see it, but it says before presenting a screen, remove the media. Oh. Now I can do it. Sorry, because apparently it was still in the background on my screen.
So. All good.
I always learn something new every time.
There you go. So look, guys, inside of your Amazon Seller central dashboard, you will have this inventory performance index here. All right. You just click here and you have here the IPI.
That's a good
dashboard.
IPI score.
Yeah, definitely. You go here to your IPI dashboard and then you'll start getting some recommendations here. And then you can see how we have 4 main influencing factors, as they call them. The first one is going to be excess inventory. So for example, we have here an example of some excess inventory that we need to take care of for this specific account. Sell-through rate that is going to be related to the sales velocity for each specific SKU. So this is measured based on the amount of stock that you have available for each specific ASIN and how fast you are selling your stuff. Okay, remember that Amazon doesn't want you on FBA specifically to have stock there for more than 30 to 60 days. Stranded inventory. If you have some stranded inventory available, then you will see that if you haven't taken care of that, you will see that in red here. We have no issues with that. And in-stock inventory is that KPI that we were discussing before, and it's related. If you go down here, they will give you the legend of each of those things, and keep your popular products in stock to avoid lost sales. Once you get to this restock today, click here or show more details. It will tell you exactly where the ASINs that are incurring into this issues, so you can take action on it. All right, and you have your capacity monitor here for you to understand exactly how you can play with the storage available on FBA.
Yes, and it feels like they're constantly, they giveth and they taketh away the amount of storage in FBA.
Especially when you're heading into Q4, you start getting those emails from Amazon like
send it in now, but you can send in less. We want you to send it in now, but we won't give you as much space. Oh, and you have too much of this product, which I remember last year, this past season, crazy.
I was selling more and more, and I was getting messages every month like, now you have this availability. Every time it was lower. I was like, what's going on? So
I was having problems with we recommend you send in this amount, and then it's like, well, you have too much of that product based on your last 90 days. But we're going into the busiest 2 months of the year. Shouldn't that be a factor, especially for items that are Christmas themed? Hashtag just saying. Anyway, enough of me complaining. For folks who want to learn more, follow you, where should they go?
About me?
Yeah, you personally.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm LinkedIn. Yes, definitely. You can find me through LinkedIn. I'm there as John Erban. You have the name there. I know it's confusing.
ER,
my last name.
Not UR.
Yes. Erban, as you see it there. Probably, I don't know if you guys are seeing my name on the screen there. Probably is there. John Erban. I'm in LinkedIn. So yeah, anytime we're going to be doing these lives with Kevin once in a while. Also, you can find us. Probably you're going to do this when we say goodbye. You can find us through myamazonguy.com. Please go there.
Oh, there we go.
Look at all the services that we have. Okay, now it's there. John Erban. Yeah.
Yes.
Look
John
at my
Erban on LinkedIn. Follow him.
Yes, definitely.
Be glad you did.
So yeah, that's how it
Awesome.
is.
Well, thank you, John, for coming on and sharing your knowledge. And everybody here, thank you for joining us on this journey as we all try to figure out this Amazon 800-pound gorilla in the room. So thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you very much for having me, man. Bye-bye.